Welcome to Influential Entrepreneurs, bringing you interviews with elite business leaders and experts, sharing tips and strategies for elevating your business to the next level. Here's your host, Mike Saunders.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Influential Entrepreneurs. This is Mike Saunders, the Authority Positioning Coach, and today we have with us Ryan Larson, who's the founder of FirstLine Financial. Ryan, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mike. I'm very excited to be here.
Yep, I love learning from different people because it's always neat to hear, what got you into real estate, financial, or, chiropractic. And so I want to hear all the things you do for your clients, but get us started with what your entrepreneurial journey has been like to this point in your career.
Yeah, it's been a little messy at times, but I'm in a really good spot. And I think that's the cool thing with entrepreneurs is sometimes you have to go through failure to find success. And that is one thing that I've known for is I have failed a lot. But I have that vision in my head all the time of just being successful. And so with dedication and perseverance, that's what's led me, through all these tough times in life.
It reminds me of, have you ever read the book by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich?
I've heard about it, but I have never read it.
I highly recommend it. It's I always love those old ones from back in the 40s, 50s, and things like that. But many of the qualities that he talks about is perseverance and diligence and enthusiasm and things like that. And it's like, you know what? I'm sure you've seen the Facebook image of here's what people think success looks like, and it's like the hockey stick.
Yes.
But in reality, it's, starting to go up and then backwards and up and down and all around and squiggles. And then you might get a little success and then backwards again. That's what success is. And it's like that never ending, like we've heard before, constant and never ending improvement. And it takes perseverance. And it takes what you said a minute ago, having that vision in your mind of where you want to be, beginning with the end in mind.
Yes. It's almost like the stock market right now, right? It's up, it's down, it's all around. And that's definitely what, just being an entrepreneur is all about. You go through tough times, you go through good times, and it's, you have that faith that you're going to end at the top of the mountain somewhere. Yeah.
Fate and faith that the fate is going to, come into play because you got to have that, carrot that you put in front of you because, nobody likes to be pushed, like they say, people like to buy that, but they don't want to be sold. Well, we want to succeed, but we also don't want someone pushing us either, unless it's like a coach, a personal coach, things like that. But we want to have such a, vibrant future that we've envisioned and calculated out for ourselves that we're drawn toward it so that when we kind of hit those hiccups or hurdles or roadblocks that we kind of, okay, let's pause, let's learn from this. How can we get through it? And then you keep on keeping on. So, you talk a little bit about your background, what led you into financial services.
Yeah, it's kind of a interesting lead in is I still am, I should say, a fireman. And I've been doing that for about 21 years now. And I get a lot of people saying, well, wait a second, you're a fireman.
How does that relate?
Yeah. And you're a financial advisor. Well, I mean, as a fireman, we only work 10 days during the month. And so we have about 48 hours off. And so a lot of firemen have, kind of side hustles, if you will. Sure. And I just wanted to, I always was interested in investing. And in 2006, I purchased a real estate a condo on Tempe Town Lake here in my backyard. And, I got in there in about 2008. It was a 12-story building. It took 2 years to get in. And we all know what happened in 2008. And, I kind of saw my life kind of crumble, right? Everything around me, started going down and eventually I foreclosed on this real estate property. And I had to really dig myself out of a hole. And I asked myself, what can I do to really succeed in this life? How do I, bring myself up at this point? And I really dove into the books and started learning how to invest properly. And it was actually my wife's financial advisor who took me under his wing and, led me into the success that I find today. I'm no longer with him. However, I did start, FirstLine Financial on my own, but he was really kind of the mentor who allowed me to kind of spread my wings and understand the financial arena, being that holistic financial planner that a lot of people need and want out there today.
Yeah, I think that's so neat because you actually come to the rescue of people that are dealing with tragedy and fire, and you can come to the rescue of people that are dealing with potential tragedy of oops, I made bad decisions financially, or
Well,
I need to make sure that hey, come check my smoke detector. Well, come check my retirement plan, and let's make sure with that second opinion, am I positioned the right way? So I think there's a lot of fun correlations without getting. I'm happy to see on your website you don't have like 437 fire references because that's going to that would get too much. In fact, I don't know that I see
yes.
anything at all, but I know that there's a lot of correlations that way. That protection aspect that you serve your your community with is the same thing with the financial protection. So talk a little bit about how you serve your clients.
Yeah, that was well said. We really lead our clients through a process, and I think having a process is so important, especially in the financial arena. And the reason why that is because there's so many different tools out there that one can invest their hard-earned money into, and it might make sense, one day, and then the next day, it's down and it's kind of out the window. Well, having, a process that you go through and asking our clients, what's the purpose of your money? Where are you at as far as, in the risk spectrum? Do you want your money? Do you want it really risky? Do you want it super safe? And while going through this process, we are like uncovering and identifying what their needs, wants, and wishes are. We actually trademarked this process. It's called the RAP process, the Written Retirement Action Plan, where we essentially, put together a beautiful binder, and we showcase this beautiful home, this custom home that we designed for our clients. And if there's ever questions in our clients' retirement years, they can refer back to this binder, if you will, of all their investments, their customized house that we built for them, and they could actually answer their own questions and see why we did what we did in the most fiduciary way possible.
I love it. I love the word process. I'm not an engineer, but one of my daughters is a biomedical engineer. So I kind of I love process. I love following a blueprint, a checklist. You tell me what to do, how to do it. In fact, I find in my business that I've got standard operating procedures that I go, okay, when I set up this project, click, boom, here's the 9 steps that we need to do. Assistant does this, I do this. Process is so key. And you know what it does is it keeps things from falling between the cracks. And, so I love your way that you describe that, because if you are taking everyone through that process, you're making sure that everything is covered. But guess what? I'll bet you that binder looks different for Tom than it looks for Dick and Harry and Sue and Betty, because everyone's life is different.
100%. Yeah, nothing is it's very customized. We're not a cookie cutter firm. We really spend time with our clients. We get to know them, the purpose of their money. And yeah, we spend a lot of time crafting, how this home will be designed for them. And like everyone's home out there, it's designed a little bit differently because, people have certain taste and they want certain things from their money.
Well, I know that when I think about retirement and crafting and protecting, it's kind of common for me to think of like the bucket with holes in it, and you're putting water in it, and you got to plug up the holes, but the holes represent expenses or fees or taxes. Well, there's no way to plug everything up. You need to have, fees that are involved in, the funds that you're in. Well, get them as reasonable as possible. You're going to have to pay some taxes. You never, ever can plug up the holes, but you need to mitigate them or lessen them as much as possible. So where do you start when you are taking someone through your RAP process? What are you looking at first as far as the low-hanging fruit?
Yeah, and fees, obviously, that's a huge topic out there, and
Yeah.
and we always like to say, fee is the only issue in the absence of value, right? So if we're not providing any value, then fees becomes the topic of conversation. But if we're providing so much value, then the fees shouldn't matter, right?
Yep.
And where we really begin is where any home begins. It begins at the foundation. So we want to kind of, what you said, Mike, is to kind of shore up any of those, leaking holes, if you will, to make sure that we put some guarantees in place. People look at Social Security, pensions as those guarantees. And if a client has these guarantees, it provides that peace of mind that even if the market goes down 50%, right? Those guarantees are in place to shore up those living expenses, those lifestyle needs. And, once we kind of fill that cushion, then we move up within the structure of the home, when we start to put the walls and, the roof on. But, we can't put the roof on without making sure, we have good insulation in the walls and, we're keeping all that outside noise, away from us. And really what it comes down to, Mike, is we just want to make sure that when our clients get that complete wrap binder, that it's exactly the way that they want it. It's designed that the way that we discussed, and we're not playing any trickery with them, and they understand what vehicles and products they were invested into for that reason that they wanted.
And so I want to build off of that, quote unquote, build, pun intended, because I love the analogies that we're going here. You've gone from fireman to builder, which they're all related, but let's think about something. It reminded me of this story, this example of this contractor that was down on his luck, and he couldn't pay the bills, and he goes to his rich friend and he goes, "Is there any work that you need?" He goes, "Oh, funny, you should come to me because I need a house built for my family, and so here is a check for whatever it was, in this example, let's call it $400,000. Here it is, cash it, go build me the house. Here's the blueprint, and whatever the difference is between your cost and this check, then there's your profit." And the guy's like, "Holy mackerel! I'm going to go build this house." And he got the cheapest this, and cut the corner of that, and cut this, and he goes back to the friend, and he gives him the key, and he goes, "Here's your house. Let's do the walkthrough." And he's like, No. This is beautiful. I love it. It's great, but this key is yours. I want you to have this house." And all of a sudden, his heart sunk because he goes, "Wow, if this was mine, I would have not cut that corner. I would have done this. I would have made it more." And so I think I want to use that as an example to tie into the F word that that you, and I know where you know where I'm going with this. Fiduciary. Fiduciary. Yes. People don't realize the power of you being a fiduciary. When you are recommending things to people, it's not to pad Ryan's back pocket. It's because you want to show some options and alternatives that might benefit them, and then they can make the decision because they're educated. It's not because you cut a corner to put commission in your back pocket or put them in a fund that has crazy fees. So talk a little bit about your fiduciary responsibility and how that benefits your clients.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big buzzword, and there's a lot of, wirehouses or brokerage firms out there that are saying that they're fiduciaries when in fact, they have this shelf of products that's, that they go up and grab and they put it in a client's portfolio. We are independent, right? That means we don't have to answer to anyone besides our clients, right? We are doing what is in their best interest. Wherever they want to go, we can take them, whether it be in the stock market, whether it be out of the stock market, whether it be alternative investments, whether it be insurance companies. Whatever the client feels is going to be in their best interest, and it makes sense on the back end with our financial planning software, that's where we're going to take the ship, right? So we look at many tools, we look at many investments, we do a lot of due diligence, we take these trips, and we make sure that these investments we would feel comfortable placing our own money into. And I think that's the biggest thing and biggest takeaway is just being an advocate, just like the fire department, being an advocate on scene for our patients. I'm taking that same responsibility as being an advocate to our clients here at FirstLine Financial.
Yeah, I've said for years and years that I am and I advocate people being an educator and an advocate. So all of a sudden, people don't like to be sold, but they like to buy. Well, how can they buy? Be educated, understand things. And so having that availability to be almost detached from the purchase or the process or the client saying yes, that's a huge position for you to be in, because now when you're taking that fiduciary advocate stance, you're just kind of going, hey, now you understand the annuity versus the this versus the that. What do you think? Well, I guess based on what we want to accomplish, this would make sense. And you're like, yeah, I agree. I think that's wonderful. And I think that people, get that binder then in their hand, and they're like, they took ownership of that because you guided them through the process.
Yes. Yeah. And the cool thing now is, being successful in this space, it's allowed me to kind of, spread my wings even more. So we started kind of another arm of, FirstLine. We have FirstLine Real Estate, and we are continuing to, open up more opportunities where the retail investor could come into a real estate deal, a land deal, and reap the benefits of, not just, stock market, investments, but real estate too, and blending, those asset classes and sectors. I mean, it's a powerful tool to use both products. And I know a lot of people out there don't think that they could get into, real estate. They don't have enough money. They don't have, enough cash to, make a down payment, whatever it is. Well, FirstLine Real Estate is being designed to take that retail client and give them the opportunity that these accredited investors have out there at their disposal. So that's some of the things that we're doing. We're really excited to continue to offer these, advancements in the industry as well.
So you mentioned accredited investor, and I know that means that you have to have a certain number of assets before you can participate in something. Does home office tie into that as well? Are you able to bring like the benefits of like these large opportunities that typically are reserved for people that have larger portfolios than most, and you're bringing it down to someone that, it's like, wow, I can participate in things that, the big boys do, and I don't need to have tens of trillions of dollars?
That's 100% spot on, Mike. I mean, what we're doing is we're kind of cutting that ribbon, if you will, with these larger development companies, these firms, to get access to that, to have them design these proprietary vehicles for FirstLine Real Estate, where we can go out and offer it to our clients. And that just betters the client's chances of success in retirement. And so that's why we're, in our opinion, one of these, firms that are kind of, just taking a new path. We're trying to find something that is going to work in all markets, not just, an up market.
So typically, are you working with individuals, couples, or business owners, or both?
Both, actually. Yeah, we have a good mix now, business owners, individuals, and it doesn't matter who it is, how much you have. We work with clients who have $250,000, and we work with clients who have millions of dollars. So our process is designed to, once again, take those clients through a process, and it allows them to we're able to customize the fit for each client.
Yeah, I love it. I think that is spectacular. Well, Ryan, it's been really great talking with you. I love your process. I love how you think through things and create, solutions for people that benefit them with them understanding it. So if someone is interested in learning more and reaching out, connecting with you, what is the best way they can do that?
Yeah, they could visit us at firstlinefin.com for all the financial related questions. If they would like to grab my book that was just released back in May, it's kind of a memoir about kind of my story and where I've come from and how FirstLine Financial was founded. They could go to laddertoleaderbook.com. And if they just want to follow me on my personal journey, they could go to my Instagram page, Ryan_Lars, LARZ.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, thank you so much for coming on today. It was a real pleasure talking with you.
Beautiful. Thank you for the opportunity, Mike. It's been wonderful.
You've been listening to Influential Entrepreneurs with Mike Saunders. To learn more about the resources mentioned on today's show or listen to past episodes, visit www.influentialentrepreneurssradio.com.